How's it going everyone, and welcome to another episode in the Perspective Drawing series. In this one we are going to be taking a look at some useful techniques for mirroring in perspective. So mirroring in perspective is fairly simple. We have already covered how to duplicate and divide in perspective, which is good because we need to use those techniques to do this. Let's start off by drawing a box in perspective. I have my horizon line and I have the vanishing points, and so I construct this box in 2 points perspective. So this is what we are going to be mirroring, but before I can do that, I need to decide on which direction I want to mirror this in, and I also need to create a plane that can be used as a mirror. Here I'll draw in the mirror on this side and I'll just dot this in. I've also placed this mirror plane away from the box, meaning that we will also be mirroring that distance on the other side as well. So now I want to mirror this box over onto the other side. So how do I do that? Well, we use some of the previous techniques that we have looked at. I will mirror this bottom plane across first, because once we have that, I can then construct the rest. So here I divide this up and I find a center point. I then bring a line from that center point across, directing it to the vanishing point until it meets the mirror plane. I have extended all of my construction lines to the vanishing point anyways, so I don't need to extend the edges of the box. But what we need to do is we need to work out the depth, because things become foreshortened in perspective. Now I can imagine all of this to be its own plane here, and I can now use that duplication technique to find this point on the other side. So again, I bring that line from that point through the center point here, which is at the mirror plane, and I extend this until it meets the lines for the edge of the box. But we also need to bring this point across to create that distance between the box and the mirror, and we do that by just using the same technique. Finally, once I have those points worked out, I can create that bottom plane and then use that to construct the rest of the box. Now this can also be done vertically or in any other direction. So here I will mirror another box and I will be repeating the same as I did previously, except I will place the mirror plane below the box here, and this is also in 3 points perspective. You can see how the vertical lines are converging, and I extend these downwards. Once I have the mirror plane drawn out, I find the center point of this front plane and bring a line down to the mirror plane. I then treat the front plane of the box and that separating distance as one whole plane, and I duplicate this downwards. Once I have that, I can start to use the vanishing points to construct the mirrored box. I also duplicate the section which separates these boxes from the mirror plane. Also, you don't need to have a separation and offset these boxes, it all depends on what you are trying to achieve. So far throughout this series we have mostly been dealing with boxes, but as we progress we will be looking at more complex forms. Now here with this next example, I am going to create a tilted plane, as if someone has sliced the box at an angle. Now I do this by constructing a normal box and I just create another plane within that. I then outline this as the form that we are going to be mirroring across. So again, I create the mirror plane, and when it comes to mirroring a tilted plane like this, we need to work out the angle, and so to do that, we extend this line inwards until it meets the mirror plane. Now I also have to extend this out quite a bit, with the line that is at the same level as the bottom plane of the box on the mirror plane, and I find that point where they meet. So now I need to repeat what we have been doing in the other examples and duplicate the front plane of this across, along with that separating distance. Once we have that point mirrored across, I now have a means of creating the edge of that tilted plane. I bring a line through the first point that we created by extending those lines, and I bring it through that new point, and I continue to extend this until it meets the edge of that back plane. And so now we have enough information to construct the mirrored form. The tilted plane has also been mirrored correctly. Okay, so let's run through this again, but this time I will create a rotated tilted plane. I also construct this within a box and I find a tilted plane and rotate it forward within that. Now we have made this a lot more challenging because we have two angles to mirror onto the other side, so as usual I create the mirror plane, and we know by now that this technique relies heavily on the rectangle duplication technique, and this is what I do here. I bring a line down from that point of the tilted plane, and as a result I create a rectangle. Now I can duplicate this rectangle along with the separating distance across, and that will give me that point for the tilted plane. So now let's work out those angles for the tilted planes. As I did in the previous example, I extend these lines inwards until they meet the mirror plane. Now that I have one angle of the rotated plane, I can mirror this across to that point that we have created. I then duplicate that separating distance, and then I have successfully mirrored across that front plane. But now we need to mirror across the other angle for the tilted plane, and I do the same as I did last time. I extend this line inwards until it meets that point on the mirror plane. Now seeing as I have already created that front plane, I'm able to create another line and bring this through those points until it meets the edge of the back plane. Now instead of duplicating that back plane, I can just use the angle of the tilted plane and repeat that technique by extending those lines until they meet, establishing the angle and then bringing it across to the form which we have mirrored here. That gives me a point for the back plane, and now I can finish constructing this mirrored form. So I hope that makes sense. I did my best to explain it there, and I do recommend trying these yourself. I also want to give credit to some source material, in this case Scott Robertson's How to Draw book, where I learned these techniques, so do consider picking that up. Now to conclude this tutorial, I want to create a more visually appealing drawing for the thumbnail of this video, and so here I'm going to construct a drawing using some of these techniques. I will also render this drawing at the end, and so for a closer look at this process and to learn more about perspective drawing, do consider checking out the Patreon page, as I will be presenting all of this in study documents. So thank you for watching this episode. I hope you found it useful, and if you did, then please give the video a like. Subscribe with the notifications on if you would like to see more. That's everything from me today. I will see you in the next one.